Hey friends, welcome to the Hometown Homestead. My name is Jill, and here we focus on all things homemade, homegrown, and homeschooled. And one thing that I think is really important to this kind of lifestyle is where you can find the most bang for your buck, whether that be at the grocery store or with your insurance. And that is going to be the topic of today's conversation, my health coverage with Samaritans Ministries. Today I'm going to cover for you what Samaritans Ministries is, how it works, and a little bit about how the experience has been for my family. And then in a later video, I'm gonna cover for you what it looks like to have $1 million plus claim, what it looks like from the doctor's office all the way to the bills being paid. So what is Samaritans Ministries? Well, it's a group of Bible believers who believe in sharing each other's burden. And that's exactly what happens when you have a claim, or in Samaritan's term, a need. So let me tell you a little bit about our story, how we got to Samaritans, and where we are now. When we first got married, we had traditional insurance through my husband's employer, just like most of the country does here in the United States of America. And we were excited that we had coverage and everything was good to go. And as the years went by and the premiums began to increase, I told my husband that I felt like it was time to look for an outside insurance. And we decided at that time to go with a traditional plan outside of his employer and opt out of the insurance program that was provided. The reason that we did that is because we were the young, healthy people that were paying for the higher premiums because the majority of the company was an older set, and we were really shouldering a lot of that burden. And we found that by going with a Blue Cross plan outside on our own, we were able to save a lot of money and get the coverages that we specifically needed. And that worked for us until we needed to move. And we crossed state lines, which in the United States, if you cross state lines, your insurance can't follow you. It's a whole nother story. But it was actually truly a gift to us because it encouraged us to look outside of traditional coverage and to see what was available for us that could save our family a lot of money. And we started looking around, and I found Samaritans Ministries. And a lot of sharing programs are out there, and we specifically chose Samaritans Ministries because we had one home birth in Arkansas, which wasn't covered on our employer plan. And we were planning to have any subsequent children at home. And we wanted to make sure that the coverage we were going to get covered our home birth coverage and had a little bit of coverage for things outside of the traditional scope of normal medical practices that would benefit our family more, because we're just not a family who's traditionally sick and goes to the doctor's office all the time. So that's what led us specifically to Samaritans Ministries. Now, at the time, our premiums were lower than they are right now, and the share that we pay has increased only as the members vote to increase those needs. So that's one thing that is important to know. We did not start out with this cost that we are sharing right now. But today, I'm going to cover for you what Samaritans Ministries is, how it works, and a little bit about how the experience has been for my family. And then in a later video, I'm going to cover for you what it looks like to have $1 million plus claim and how that looks like, what it looks like from the doctor's office all the way to the bills being paid. When we first started looking into this sort of idea, it was a little bit nerve-wracking and it was scary, as most of you are probably thinking if you're watching this video right now. So what does it look like if there's a need? And am I for sure going to get coverage? And how does the doctor's office handle that? Because we're used to just handing them over our membership card and being told we owe $15 or $30 or $45 or $75 or even $100 now for some copays. And that's not how Samaritans works. So when you go to the doctor's office, you tell them that you are a cash customer. They will look at you with bewilderment and estrangement and ask if you need financial services. And you just say, no, thanks, but I would really like the cash discount on this bill. They have no idea what that is. They're not going to ask you for payment because they don't have customers like us. And what they typically do is say, okay, well, we're going to have to send you a bill. So you leave the doctor's office paying nothing most of the time. Yes, when my daughter broke her arm, we did pay, I think $140 to be seen initially, and then everything else came to us after that. So there are occasional random times where you would be asked to put a little bit of money out of pocket up front, but typically the doctor's offices are so confused with what you're doing that they don't have time to ask for that. Okay, so let me take our daughter's experience with her broken arm, for example. We had seen a couple doctors for it. Actually, we got a misdiagnosis the first time. We had to go back to urgent care a second time. We ended up seeing an orthopedist. There was no surgery, but all of these incidents, all of these doctor's visits are covered under one need. So there's not a specific copay for each individual doctor or appointment associated with a particular health issue. You just pay the one need fee, which at the current time, the share for each member, sorry, I got a car coming by. The share for each member is $400. So when she broke her arm, we covered the first $400 out of pocket. Everything above that was covered by Samaritans. So what all claims have we had covered with our Samaritans Ministries? The birth of 3 children, a broken arm for one of our children, a misdiagnosis, as well as a year-plus long treatment for another child. And the list goes on. And every single one of those claims, we paid a total of $400 out of pocket because we are members of the Save a Share option with Samaritans Ministries. So with Samaritans, there is another form of membership, which is called the Basic. And it's more geared toward traditional types of coverage where you're still splitting a portion of the bill with Samaritans. And if you'd like details on that, I would just refer you to the Samaritans Ministries website, which is samaritansministries.org. And they actually have the ability to quote any of the plans online. So this isn't something where you have to wait on an agent to call you or anything of that sort. And you don't have to give up any of your personal information, which I really hate dealing with on the insurance company thing. So if you have questions about Basic and specifically what it does cover, then just go online to samaritansministries.org and put it in there. I did just run a quote while I'm sitting here for my family, and it would take our membership, our monthly share down to $368 for my entire family. But it does, like I said, leave some of the responsibility on you as the insured or as the member to cover a portion of the cost associated with your health needs. So how can you save money on your Samaritans Ministries membership? By sharing what Samaritans has done for you and referring other members to Samaritans. Anytime you refer a new member to Samaritans, you will end up with a $100 credit off an upcoming month as long as they put your name or referral number in the ID when they're actually submitting their enrollment. If you don't know another Samaritans Ministries member and you are interested in enrolling, I will drop my information down below. I would really love to have that credit off of mine if it is something that you're going to be enrolling in anyway. So $100 per person that you actually send to Samaritans, and that will be a huge savings for you down the road, as well as growing the group of believers that are sharing in each other's burdens and responsibilities, as well as improving the healthcare needs of those you consider friends and family. So that is a brief look at what Samaritans Ministries is and how it works. And if you have questions about it, what it looks like to have a huge need with Samaritans, and if it really does work, check out the link that I'm going to add here at the end, and you'll be able to see what our experience is with that and how it turned out to be a huge gift to our family in a time of need. Thank you all for stopping by the Hometown Homestead. I hope you have a fabulous day.